And now hundreds of commuters were this morning cut off from parts of the capital following a 4-hour rain which rendered the Klagon-Ashaman underpass impassable. Rains which began at dawn have washed into the low-lying area, locking down residents moving from Klagon to Sakumono. The Klagon-Ashaman underpass, which is the main access route between the two communities in Accra. Motorists this morning had difficulties accessing the route. Passengers heading towards either directions were compelled to drop at either ends of the underpass, cross the motorway to continue their journey. JoyNews Matilda Wamaga was in the area and our reports.
So these are residents who live within Ashaiman, Lashbi, Klagon and its environs. Most of them are trying to get to the other side of the road, which is to my left. That is to the Ashaiman township. Most of them have to go through this ordeal anytime it rains within this area. To my right is the road that links to the Klagon, Lashbi and Sakumono environs. Most of these communities are usually cut off whenever it rains because most of them have to ply the underpass, and the underpass gets so flooded whenever it rains. And it's been 4 hours of rain Tuesday dawn, and several of these commuters and drivers here are refusing to use the underpass because their vehicles will not be able to go through this area. So most of them, as an alternative, have to park on the shoulders of the road to allow commuters cross the motorway to the other side of the town.
This area we find it difficulties. It's many difficulties because when the rain rains like this, all the area flood. There is a flood. Even down there, you can't even pass there. You know, so all we need is government to help. Either they will do an overhead bridge and make some big gutters for us. You know, some big gutters for us, canals and other things.
I realize most of the cars park on the shoulders for you people to alight and then cross to the other side of the road.
Yeah. Because you know, say the entrance from here to Ajekojo and from here to how do you call it, Kanewu, how do you call it, New Quarters, they are nearby here. So when we get something like overhead or footbridge, it will help us.
So I parked my car for the back because the waterway there, you know, if you pass inside. So it means today I don't go work, but I'm paying tax, my roadworthy, my insurance, everything, and then I can't use the road. What is the essence of you paying money for the roadworthy? Because I know if the road is worthy, that's why I'm supposed to pay the road worthy. But the road is not worthy. So today like this, I'm appealing to the government. I lose. I'm a family man. I don't go work today. I park my car because of the water. So how do you go and feed my family? Okay. So we're appealing to the government. It should come and do something about it.
It's very, very serious. Looking at this underbridge, when it rains, for instance, look at those cars parked there. All those cars are parked there because water has entered into their engines and they decided to park the cars there so that they are refusing to go. This morning, we have to go and hire a pumping machine to pump those waters so that the level of the water can go down, so that some of the motors can pass through to the other side. It's very, very serious. We are appealing to the ASHMA, the TMA, Mr. Carlos Ahinkra, who is MP for Tamawai, to come to our aid. We are suffering here.
So, so whenever it rains, you people have to look for this pumping machine to do at what cost?
At times you go for it maybe 150 Ghana, you buy our own fuel. So as we are pumping the water and the level is reducing, we try to take some money, some collection toll from the drivers. Those who are willing to pay, they pay. So that we can mobilize some money to go and pay the machine's owner. That's what we do. If not, so no car can pass through this water. The underbridge gets full of its water, it cannot even get through.
Now, questions about the general safety of Ghana's rail sector are popping up after a train killed a 59-year-old man on Sunday at Circle. Some sellers around the scene of the incident say crossing officers were not at post at that time of the incident. A visit to the rail lines Tuesday morning revealed heavy human activity around the rail line. But Minister for Railways Development, Honorable Joe Gatti, says his outfit will check the massive encroachment and also institute steps for the establishment of a regulatory body that will solely be in charge of rail safety.
Decades ago, Ghana's rail industry showed a great promise, but same cannot be said now as the railway industry is confronted with loads of challenges, key amongst them including squatters taking over portions of lands belonging to the Ghana Railways Company Limited, and also issues about general safety. We are here today to find out from people who sell some meters away from this railway track how they feel selling here, and also to find out from them exactly what they know about the incidents that happened here, which resulted in the death of a man in his mid-50s. The gentleman, we are told, had his body completely dismembered by a train. His brain, we hear, also gasped out from his skull as he was hit by the train.
I am Sergeant Isaac Pontrebok.
Sergeant
Isaac Pontrebok.
Okay, so tell me about your brother, something little about it.
That was on Sunday. We just informed the family that he's going to Techiman. And that day, in fact, all of us were shocked to even hear that. That was yesterday, to hear that we should come to the police morgue to identify a body. And when we got there, it was our brother. Because mostly, the kids in the house always use a car to come and drop him wherever he's going, whether he's going by flight or he's going by road. So we ourselves did not understand why that day he himself just decided to come on his own and, travel to Techiman, where he has put out a family house there, and as usual, he always go there to visit the family over there and visit his farm too. The rail passed on him, and the whole body was, say, into pieces. So yesterday at the morgue, we were able to bring it together so that at least we can be able to put him in a distance.
How many children does he have?
Yeah, he has about 5 kids.
5 kids?
Yes.
Did you get any information on whether he had earpiece in his ears as he's been?
No. Even as, in fact, I wanted to even speak in there, because when you want to talk to him, because he has grown, unless you even put it on loudspeaker before he can hear from the other side of the phone. So when they were saying he was having an earpiece on him, it's not true.
Well, after that gory incident on Sunday, we are here in the Central Business District to meet Comfort Adai. Comfort has been selling here in this market for decades. We want to find out from her how safe she thinks she is selling very close to the rail lines. We also want to know from her the danger involved and how she's able to do business here in this market.
I used to hawk here, but now I am old. That is why I'm selling here. We are usually scared, so we have to move away when we sight an oncoming train. We fear the train. They have decided to eject us from here, but we continue to beg them.
On one of the coaches en route to Accra, but just to give you an idea of the heavy human activity here, this is what it looks like. Well, umbrellas are very, very close to the rail line, such that I can even touch them as the coach moves along. It gives you an impression of how close these market women are selling on the rail lines here in the Central Business District.
Yeah. Well, I'm Stephen Nemo, the Railway Workers Union chairman. That's Greater Accra.
How did this market start in the first place?
You see, this market started when we were running passenger trains from here to Kumasi and back, and here to Takoradi and back. Because normally those trains it's these market women who normally board the trains. So when they come to the last destination, they offload their foodstuffs here and sell. When they sell it, they get back to the train and go by the train again. The following day they will come. That's how it started. But it was just some small place that we demarcate for them to be doing that kind of marketing. Yeah, so that's how the market came about.
Well, this train looks very cozy, very comfortable. And Honorable Minister in charge of railway development is saying that we need to have a lot more trains like this one as it stands right now. There are steps currently underway to ensure that Ghana's railway sector is revamped. Honorable Joe Gate.
But it raises a lot of questions. This train that you see is a very slow train. One just came by, traveling 20 miles per hour, makes a lot of noise. And under President Akufo-Addo's program for doing the train line from Accra to Paga, we are going to use faster trains that go over 100 kilometers per hour. So you can't have the situation where people are virtually living on and off the track. And so we have to have a process where we shall engage the people and we shall compel them to obey the law. And the ways in which we'll compel them to obey the law, we are not going to fight with them. But I think that Ghana has reached a stage where people are not willing to allow lawlessness to continue. And then we will say that enough is enough. The train is coming. We don't want people to die. We want to have a modern railway network which will help the people, not which will kill the people. And it is our duty to help the people protect themselves, to move them away from the track. And we shall do whatever is necessary within the law in a compassionate manner to ensure that we reclaim what we are supposed to reclaim.
Minister for Railways, Honorable Joe Gatter, says government will set up a body that would solely be in charge of rail safety.
We are looking at our legal framework, and we are going to set up a regulatory body which will be looking at safety. We are going to divide the Ghana Railway Development Authority into two, and one section will look at development or promotion, and another section or another part of it will look at regulation. We've almost finished the documentation to take it to Cabinet. I've discussed it with some of my colleagues in Cabinet. I'm sure that I'll get their support, and we shall begin the stakeholder meetings. We may involve you, the press, and everybody, so that people can express their view. But I think it's very important. All over the world, they have safety, rail safety bodies that look at the safety of the rail. The rail is going to transform, and we have to look at safety. We have to protect the people. So we are here today to commiserate with the deceased family. It's not proper to do it here. The brother is here, is not good enough to come with us, but we have to go home and communicate with them properly, to ask the Ghana Railway Company to give us a report within 2 weeks, and also to observe generally and to initiate policy, which will ensure that such a thing doesn't happen again or is minimized. So that's why we're here today.
So well, what about the question that I asked earlier about some unscrupulous?
Now, back to our earlier story on Tuesday's heavy downpour. We understand the Greater Accra NADMO coordinator is inspecting some flood-prone areas in the capital. Archibald Kobna is the NADMO coordinator. He joins us via phone. Good afternoon to you. Many thanks for your time on the Pulse. The Pulse. Okay, I think we lost Mr. Archibald Kobna on the line. Okay, I'm told he's back on the line. Good afternoon to you. You are on the Pulse. I'm afraid we lost Archibald Kobna on the phone line. He's a NADMO coordinator. If we try to get him back, he'll be telling us there are preliminary observations from where they've been touring to check the extent of damage of Tuesday's downpour and what NADMO has been doing for victims who may be affected by the floods.